And in much the same way that Paine had inspired freethinkers to unite, Mott would become instrumental in launching the women's rights movement.
In 1840, Lucretia Mott went to the World Anti-Slavery Convention. She was an official delegate representing the American Anti-Slavery Society and the Philadelphia Female Anti-Slavery Society, among other organizations. When she arrived at the convention, the London committee that had organized the convention did not allow her or the other official American female delegates to participate in the convention. They could sit and observe, but they were not official delegates.
As a protest to the organizers' decision to exclude female delegates, abolitionist William Lloyd Garrison sat with the women.
One of the commemorations of the convention was a painting by Robert Hayden. So she and her husband both sat for Robert Hayden in his studio. And before they left London, they returned to his studio to see the painting. And she discovered, of course, that she was not prominently featured in it, despite having sat for the artist. James Mott is clearly visible in the foreground. Lucretia Mott is a blurry image in the background. And Robert Hayden, in his diary, recorded that he had determined he was not going to include Lucretia Mott because he was saving a prominence spot for a beautiful believer in the divinity of Christ. And he had determined that Lucretia Mott was not such a believer.
Lucretia Mott leads the American women, has infidel notions, so I do not give her the prominence I intended. That goes to a devout believer, Benjamin Robert Hayden.
At the convention, Lucretia Mott met Elizabeth Cady Stanton, the young wife of abolitionist Henry Brewster Stanton. After the London Committee voted to exclude female delegates, the two women agreed that when they returned to America, they would organize a women's rights convention.
Elizabeth Cady Stanton viewed the Bible as not the Word of God, as a historical document, and thus not particularly useful for making rules about women's behavior or women's rights. She viewed the Bible as, for the most part, being used to harm women and keep women down rather than to lift them up.